Today we've got another mystery unboxing of Switch 2 accessories, but this time it's by a company called Genki. Okay, if you haven't heard about Genki, they are an up-and-coming brand that I discovered at CES in January. I've been really impressed with their product. Before I open this box, they actually sent this Moonbase power strip out a while back. I actually got this at CES, and what's cool is that it actually lights up like this, and it has the 3 outlets right here, and then also has USB-C charging all the way up to 140 watts. So the Moonbase is an absolute beast, but that's not what today is about. We're going through this massive box of all of their Switch 2 accessories that they sent out, and they've got some really cool stuff. Okay, first up we have this dual wield charging grips in base for Joy-Con 2 controllers, and their product quality looks pretty solid as well. And it's also color-coded on the inside of the controller charging stands. Plug them on like so. They have these little magnetic connectors, and look at that, very simple. Oh, and you can actually press this and pull it off because it's also a controller. So let's go ahead and throw my Joy-Cons on it, and then look at that. That's actually pretty handy in terms of a controller. I love the way it flares out at the bottom right there. It just makes it more comfortable for big hands, and I actually like being able to kind of wrap my fingers in there as I'm using that. That's a really unique design. They also have pass-through charging with USB-C built into the controller itself, so you can charge it while you're playing, or you can just set it back on the base and it'll start charging. Up next, they have this energy pack that is actually Magsafe compatible, which is interesting. So we're going to see how this works, but it's a charging energy pack for your Switch 2. But yeah, the battery life on the Switch 2 has been absolutely atrocious, so any way to keep this thing charged while I'm using it is going to be an absolute must. And this is a 30-watt Magsafe power bank. Very nice, with 10,000 milliamp hours in it. There's a Magsafe compatible ring. Oh, I understand. I was like, the Switch 2 doesn't have Magsafe. How does this work? But it has these little metal rings that stick inside of the case of the Switch 2, and I believe there's a case in the box they sent out that you can then Magsafe the charger to the back of it. That's actually extremely handy. That is a clean looking battery. It's got that Switch 2 orange on it. I think they might have a blue option as well that you can take a look at. This is textured on the back, and then it looks like it has a little LCD screen. Little Genki logo. Oh, 96%. Nice. They sent it fully charged. How nice is that? USB-C charging right there, along with the cable that it comes with. And then, like I said, you'll stick this inside of the case, and that actually magnetizes it to the back of it, which I would assume you then plug it into the Switch itself. Yes, there are the little 90-degree angle USB-C connectors. So let's put this on really quick. That it just sticks onto the back here, like so, and then it has its own little cable that then begins charging the Switch and keeps it completely charged and ready to go. That is so handy. I really haven't seen a lot of companies that have thought of this idea, especially with how, like I said, atrocious the battery life is on the Switch 2. So I think this is actually a pretty killer accessory. Speaking of all these products, there will be links down in the description below. As always, I put affiliate and non-affiliate links down in the description. That way you don't have to feel forced to financially support the channel if you don't want to. But you can use code FreakyTech10 to get 10% off your order on Genki's website. So you can even use that if you're not using the affiliate link. So now we have Genki's Aegis Shield. Let's open this up, and oh man, is this a screen protector? Wow, it sure is. Look at that application with the Genki logo built into it. Tempered glass screen protector right there with a very serious applicator, or is that how you say it? Applicator? I don't know. The thing that holds it still while you place it on there. And then in here comes with all of your wipes and everything to clean the screen of dust, and the little smoothing pad. Look at that. That's actually surprisingly nice. This is the little device you use to smooth out the bubbles on the screen protector, and it's got a nice felt siding right there, and it's a hard plastic. Definitely quality with this. It has a pocket, with a spare screen protector. Perfect. So it comes with 2 of them, and the quality feels great, and this should just fit right onto the screen. I already have a screen protector on it, so I won't put that on right now, but it's always nice to have backups. You'll just lay the screen protector inside of this, put it on top of your Switch, and it'll press it down really nice like that, and you can run your finger down the middle to get the immediate, like the middle bubbles out as you like to start with, and then it comes with everything else to smooth them out. This Aegis Shield, how nice this is with 2 tempered glass screen protectors, is like 20 bucks, and then 10% off. You know, it's like, I'm really surprised at how cost-effective Genki's products are. I don't like to say the word cheap because it doesn't feel cheap, but in today's market with tariffs and stuff like that, you just expect it to cost a lot more. So I appreciate that it's cost appropriately. All right, now we have one of our first cases. This is the sleeper case. Okay, it is a nice hard-sided, kind of like felt covered case. Not felt, but I don't know what it is. It's got a carrying strap, I guess, almost like a luggage strap. Yeah, you could almost put that around your luggage handle. I wonder if that's what that is. Nice hard-sided case, though. This thing is, like, I can't even bend that. And I'm stronger than your average bear. All right, so let's unzip it. If you can see right here, see how it has almost like a weather sealing on the zipper itself? That's really nice. And here's the case on the inside. Comes with a screen cover right here that looks like it holds, wow, 18 total games. That's nice. Usually they only hold like 10, and it will lay in the case like that with the screen cover to go over it and then zip it up. And I gotta say, I mean, this is a really rock solid case. This is probably one of the better quality cases that I've seen. Next up we have, the Mimic chest. See, this is what I was talking about with the actual names of their products. The Mimic chest. Come on, any Dark Souls fans out there? Let's open this up. Interesting. So this has 3 compartments. I thought it was going to be all one together. And it almost feels like a traditional video game case. And it holds 12 games at a time. Yeah, it's actually designed to look like a game case, and it actually has the plastic around the edge here so that you could actually, if you could get like a game case card to make it look like it's only for one game, you could actually put that in here, but it's actually holding 12 games. I do like that. At first I was like, I don't like the fact that they're all separated. I'd like to hold all games at once. But now that I'm understanding that you can actually not only put your own custom case cover inside of the plastic, but that you can also hold 12 games per, and it comes with a pack of 3. That's pretty solid. Before we get to the last 2 products, I do want to say that a lot of times these videos are brought to you by Proton VPN. I've had a sponsorship with them for a while. Cannot go without using a VPN service. I like being protected and secure wherever I'm at. Everything they do is based out of Switzerland, so they're very, very secure and protected. And it's not just about VPN service. They have mail, they have all kinds of different things that you can use to make sure that you and your data are safe and secure. And in today's world, especially when you got people trying to like really kind of surveil the internet, you want to make sure that you are protected in that way. And so if you want to check out Proton VPN, it is free. It's actually a completely free VPN that offers really good service. But I do also highly recommend, not just because I have an affiliate link in the description, but also the paid version of Proton VPN is absolutely killer. Not only can you select exactly where your ISP is coming from, you can also have a kill switch with it so that if your ISP starts monitoring your internet, it'll immediately shut it off. There's a ton of awesome things that come from the premium version of Proton VPN, and you can get 64% off in the link down below. Okay, we've got 2 more products here. Looks like we have another case. This is the Force Field 2. Let's open her up here. Oh, this is a nice minimalistic looking case. Nothing else in the box. Oh, okay. I already see a nice feature that this case has that you'll see why here in a second. But a nice kind of transparent, opaque smoke gray. Can I just say for a second how happy I am to see the return of transparent plastic in gaming? It never should have went away. I grew up gaming in the late 90s and early 2000s, and that was the sweet spot of transparent plastic, and it's making a big comeback, and I love it. This is a really nice case right here. This is the cover for it. Nice and rounded edges so it can slip easily in and out of your bag, which is nice. I reviewed the Satisfy Stealth Grip for my Steam Deck OLED, and while it's a great case, it's so angular and bulky, it's hard to get in and out of a bag. So now I look for that. I need it to be smooth and round to easily slip in and out of the bag. And that's exactly what this one does. This is how it fits into it. And what's nice, what I was saying a second ago, it has a Magsafe ring built right into it. So let's see if it works. Look at that. Man, that is so handy. And look, it's not flopping off or anything. This is the battery that was the first thing I unlocked. And look, this case has built-in Magsafe. That's so killer. I mean, that's a really nice ecosystem design right there. But this also has these folding Joy-Cons. So let's Let's put the Switch in here. It's not the strongest plastic, I will say that. It does flex a lot, and I think from an impact standpoint, it would probably be fine. But I just like to point it out that it doesn't feel like the strongest plastic in the world. All right, so it gives a little bit of ergonomic bump right here, which is nice. The ergonomics of the Switch 2 are not great, any of the Switch systems, but it does give some opportunity for your fingers to wrap around a little bit. Also notice it does leave room for your kickstand to still come out. That's a really good feature to have. And then also, like, you just flip these off, have access to an extra game, and you can still pull your Joy-Con off like it's nothing, put it back on, cover it back up, and then boom, you're off to the races. And look at that, it does have a USB-C charging hole through the case itself. That is a good looking case. Really like that. And like I said, the Magsafe charging on the back here. This is actually pretty cool. Let's see how much this comes in at. Yeah, this one comes in at 30 bucks. I mean, that's a solid case for 30 bucks. I think the protective shell is good. The case that actually fits around the Switch 2 itself feels a little thin, I will say, but for the built-in Magsafe, if you get the charger, the flip handles that allow you access to additional game storage, the cover on top, and the fact that you can still use your kickstand, that's a pretty solid pickup. And now as we're getting ready to unbox the last product in here, be sure to subscribe and join the Freaky Tech fam. We're trying to hit 30,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We're so close. I'd love for you to be a part of that journey. But thank you so much for watching this far if you're still here. So last up, we have the case that I was actually the most excited about, and that is the Attack Vector. Now this case is cool for a single reason, and I'll show you why once we get to it, but let's get it unboxed. It's very light, surprisingly light. Already you can tell it has MagSafe built in for their charger. That's a genius concept. And look at that. This is what I'm really interested in that I'll dive into in just a little bit, but Joy-Con detachable handles. So I'll show you that here in just a second. But also it has Joy-Con handle sizes. You can choose which one works best for you. Obviously I'm going with the largest one because I got the biggest hands, but like, I've not seen a case do this for really any handheld gaming device, but especially for the Switch 2 being so new to the market. Like, Genki's already kind of knocking it out of the park a little bit. Don't want to oversell it, but I'm actually really impressed. So, real quick thing on the MagSafe. This is if you have a different case besides a Genki case, because it looks like their cases already come with MagSafe built in, which is just a nice thing for them to do. They're saying that, hey, you don't have to buy our case, but here's the opportunity to use the MagSafe charger with it. So this charger is going to be great no matter what. So this case body blends in with the Switch, so you can't even tell it's there except for the MagSafe. The kickstand still works, still have access to absolutely everything, but here is where it really gets special. So here we have 3 different size grips. We have the really minimalistic ones here, we have the next size up, and then we have the next size up from there, which I am the most interested in, and this is the one that caught my attention the most. I mean, look at the difference that gives you. Because if you look at, like, this is the normal Joy-Con size. So thin, nothing to hold on to. And then you flip it around, and this is what you're working with now. I mean, that is such a big difference. And the fact that you can pop it off, and you still have an ergonomic grip on your Joy-Con when you're holding it in your hand, because sometimes I like to pull off my Joy-Cons and have one in each hand, that way I'm not holding a controller super close together, and that's exactly what this gives you. That's a really nice grip right there. Now let's take a look at the other sizes really quick. So this is scaring me a little bit because I didn't want to break it, but basically these pop off, they slide up, and this is what your Joy-Con's going to go in no matter what. And then you choose what size grip you want on it, and they are all marked with L and R, so you remember which side is which. Like, you can choose this little bump right here. You can then go with the medium size grip depending on the positioning that you like, and then this thicker grip that has kind of like a cutout for your pinky right there, which is what I will probably be using the most. That's really nice. That is a really nice thing to be able to have, and just to pull these off and still have grips on your Joy-Cons. You know what, just to test it out and see if it worked, I decided to take the cover from the force field, the grip I just took a second ago, and combine it with the Attack Vector. And I'm not saying you should go buy both of these, but the fact that you can have a protected cover case with the Attack Vector grips is really nice. I don't know if that's recommended, but it fits, and then boom, you have the ability to have that in hand. So man, it's pretty solid. I'm really impressed with this lineup, to be honest. I saw Genki products in person back in January. had no idea what they were going to come out with for the Switch 2. So to get this mystery box and see firsthand the quality that we're dealing with, I think this is going to be an industry leader for gaming handheld products. There's a lot of really good ones in the market right now. I'm going to bring more to the channel, so be sure to subscribe if you want to see more. But this is a really good start. I'm really impressed with these. Again, you know, they're not perfect. Like the actual plastic right here, like that concerns me. I don't know how long that's going to last, but I don't know how often you'd actually be taking a case off your Switch, you know, constantly anyways, so not too worried about it. But the main thing is that I think the quality's there. The pricing is not bad, especially with 10% off if you use Freaky Tech 10. Again, there are affiliate links and there's non-affiliate links, but you can still use the code, and I don't get anything out of it. But highly recommend Genki products. These are very, very solid, and I think they're going to be a company to keep an eye on as we progress further into the Switch 2 ecosystem. But thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I've got a lot of crazy good content coming up pretty soon, so I hope that you will subscribe and join the Freaky Tech family. But again, I'm Corey with Freaky Tech Reviews. I'll see you next time. Real quick before you go, YouTube thinks that you might like this video right here, so be sure to check it out and continue exploring the Freaky Tech Reviews channel.